sponsors of Inside the GMHL. Whether you're buying a car or you need one fixed, Ed's Auto Mart and ProTech Tire and Auto are the only place to go. Family owned and operated. Support our sponsors. Visit them today. Welcome to Inside the GMHL. Your host here, Joe Todd, the voice of the GMHL. Join with me with the president, Bob Russell. Bob, how are you today?
I'm good, Joe.
Good. So new microphones today, so make sure you let us know how the quality is. I know we're coming close to game time there, so let's get right into it. So we've talked about the last couple weeks, the power rankings, and now it's come down to it. You've named the executives.
Yeah, I have. We have a group of guys, a lot of experience.
8 in total.
8 in total. Some of them are hockey guys, some of them are coaches, some of them are GMs, some of them have experience, a lot of experience, and others have high level of hockey they played. So should I mention them or?
Yeah, go ahead, yeah.
Rick Jackman played in the NHL, won a Stanley Cup.
With the Anaheim Mighty Ducks, I understand.
Yeah, with Anaheim, scored a big goal in the finals in that series. Nice. Played pro for 20 years. I've known Rick for a lot of years now, and good guy. I just know he'll do a good job with evaluating players in the league, and good to have him on board.
And second, he's a little bit of a legend. This next one in the GMHL, Robert Turnbull.
Well, Rob Turnbull's been around for a few years, both in our league and coached in Metro THL hockey, MTHL hockey in Toronto for years. Known in Toronto circles by a lot of people because he was so high level for so long, and junior for a lot of years as well in the provincial junior A league. So he's good to have on board. He's also a pro golfer at one time. I don't know a lot.
Oh wow, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he was.
That's excellent.
On PJ apparently.
Wow.
Ryan Ramsey. Ryan, coach of the Renegades.
Yep.
Played for Peterborough, first round draft pick.
Yep. OHL.
In the St. Louis organization, the American League for 3 years, and also a long-time pro, played several years pro.
He was named Coach of the Year in the GMHL.
Coach of the Year in the GMHL. Yep. We like him for one reason. He's got a lot of experience in Europe, and as does Rick Jackman. And a lot of our kids end up playing pro in Europe, and it's good to have people with that kind of experience in our group.
Absolutely. And then the next one,
Khalil Thomas.
Yes. You played with him, no?
No, I didn't play with him.
Not at the same time, no.
Khalil's quite a bit younger than I am.
Oh, okay, that's what it was.
What it was is I owned a junior team in the provincial league, and he was the captain on the team that played against us.
Oh, against you, okay. But same kind of time there.
Yeah, with Thornhill Islanders at the time, I think they were. And good hockey player, won MVP in the Central Hockey League one year. Gritty guy when he was a player, and he's a good coach. His son, first round OHL draft pick, rookie of the year last year in the O, or co-rookie, I'm not sure, but I think he's rookie of the year in the O last year. Made Team Canada under 18.
Nice.
And hockey family, and a good guy to have with us in this.
I really like going to their rink. They actually, oftentimes for O Canada, they'll put on a live band. I've seen that.
Yeah, that's
which is kind of neat.
Yeah, it is kind of neat.
They had a whole guitar and everything. They put them on the carpet, on the ice. It was really neat to see.
Wow.
Yeah.
Frank DeMasi.
Had him on last week.
Yeah, head coach of the Shield and one of the owners as well. What we like about Frank is his NCAA experience.
Yes, that's going to be huge.
Yeah, played 4 years at Lake Forest. Frankie played with me years ago. On the team I owned in junior, and Frankie also played a lot of years pro in Europe.
Wow.
So he's got
Italy, I think.
Yeah, I think Italy. Sure. I don't know all the places he played over there, but he was in several leagues, high-level leagues too.
Yeah.
And again, that NCAA experience really helps us. Good to have him on board. Jeff Zare. Jeff is the owner and head coach of London. Played in the NHL, a few games for Boston. Again, a first-round pick in Major Junior.
Yep.
There's another guy that knows his hockey. He's a gritty player, and hopefully he'll have a good team this year as well in London.
Absolutely.
Matt Hamilton. Matt went to Utah State
Yep.
Played college hockey there. Played junior hockey as well. One of the youngest guys on our group.
Yep.
But we like his experience in ACHA hockey, college hockey, and his long reach and knowledge in that league.
Well, look what he's doing with this team. I mean, he's turned that club right around. He's the GM coach.
Yep.
They won again last night. We'll be going over the scores later, but they won again last night. They beat the Bulls.
Beat the Bulls, and they beat them handily. They did a good job, and they got a real hard-working, hustling team.
They do.
And a lot of that, I think, has to do with how Matt's coaching. So, got to give him credit. His assistant coach, Brad Ritter, is doing a good job with him as well. And then I'm one of the.
You're the last one.
Too.
I know that guy,
one,
Bob Russell. I met him once.
Yeah. So I like the group. Got a big variation of age and skill and experience, all different.
Well, let's break down your experience. I know you don't want to talk about yourself, humble man here. You served as a captain of the OHL Sudbury Wolves, putting up 206 points in just 197 games, while scoring 51 goals in his last season, Bob's last season. And he played 2 years with the Edmonton Oilers in the WHA before signing with the Toronto Maple Leafs. He later became the founder, as we all know, of the GMHL. Don't sell yourself short. We gotta put your stats out there too.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Joe. No, I think it's a good group. We're excited about it. There's a lot of other real experienced, high-level people that can help in our league as well. And I've encouraged everybody, if they want to get involved, just let us know.
Because remember, this is going to be groundbreaking, this power ranking program.
I think
we call it a program?
Call it a program. I think it is going to be groundbreaking. I'll tell you why. You'll see a lot of teams in junior hockey that promote their players, push their players, try to get them to another level, and they get a good reputation for it, and they draw in good players because of it. And I've seen leagues where they'll have a bio on all the players in the league, and they'll have nice photographs, but you don't see too many leagues actually actively involved in showcasing them, where you're actually talking with scouts, recruiters, and that's where we want to break ground a little bit here, be original, and get out there and try to get our kids either Div 1, Div 3. That NCAA experience is crucial. If we can get them there, or pro, whatever their decision is. When the kids fill out their player cards in our league, they show if they want pro or if they want college. So what this does, it makes it a lot easier for myself if I'm communicating with colleges. They'll want to know about a kid on South Muskoka, for example, and I'll know right off the get-go if he wants to go to school and if he's ready to go to school.
That's right.
You know, and if a kid wants to go to pro, I'll know that as well. So we're going to be putting a lot of time and energy into that this year, and I'll keep you up to date on it.
And I appreciate that, and I think the fans will appreciate that, and the parents too. I mean, this is all about them also seeing, a little more detailed at how their kids are doing, because they're going to ask their kids, "Oh, I'm doing fine." It's going to be very short answers. You're a father, I'm a father. We know they're not going to get the straight goods from the kids themselves. Well,
Joe, you're going to have parents from Germany, from Russia, from Sweden watching this show this week.
Yeah, absolutely.
And they're going to hear this conversation, and that this is what parents send their kids here for.
That's right.
They want to make sure their kids are getting trained properly. They want to make sure there's exposure there. And they might go a step further and actually approach us through email or whatever with the league, and we try to help out that way. We're busy there, so it's hard to communicate with everybody.
Crazy busy
but
at
we
the
do
head
the best
office.
we can. And one thing is certain: coaches and recruiters are going to be talked to about our players in this league.
Excellent. So, lots to come with that. This is just the tip of the iceberg. I'm sure it wasn't easy to name these 8 folks. I mean, there's so much good talent and knowledge in the league. It's probably hard to break it down to 8, but here it is, the list of 8. So
we at our owners' meetings, a few of them approached me and requested if they could be a part of it.
So they're seeing this as a groundbreaking thing as well. They see the potential.
Not to mention, it's good business. It's good for marketing your own team.
Absolutely.
And if you're doing things like this, you're going to draw in kids from all over the world.
Absolutely. All right, number 2 here, we're talking about player advancement. Again, I checked elite hockey prospects. That's kind of my go-to right now, but maybe my power rankings will be the go-to. But Jesse Martell, a former member of the Tottenham Steam, has advanced to the SL IK, a Division II team in Sweden, and he's actually the first Canadian player since the team began in 1921. I know you can't verify that, Bob, because you didn't do the research on that. But as I understand, I had Grace Rodriguez do the research for me, and there's been 2 Americans, the rest from elsewhere, and never been a Canadian. So Jesse Martell was a fantastic goaltender for this team. I think he played. Yeah. That was when you owned the team. He played there.
Yeah, he's been around the league for a while.
Yeah.
He's a good guy to have in our league. His father's a real promoter of this league. I've seen his father at so many games here.
Yeah.
At many different rinks.
That's right. Actually, that's absolutely right.
Not just where his son was playing. You'll see him at rinks all throughout the league.
That's right.
And so it's gratifying to see a kid like that go to a high level.
Absolutely. So, moving on from there, congratulations to Jesse Martell, and that's what this league's all about. We're going to go on to the scores around the league. Okay. A new segment that I've come up with. You got your scores listed there, and I've got some updated up till actually today. Today's September 24th, Sunday. And on the 17th, we had actually a very busy hockey week. Then we had the Bradford Bulls go down to Niagara, returning champions. Bulls won in the final there 4-3. And then we had Tillsonburg and North York. North York took on Tillsonburg and won 3-1. And then 8-5, Kingsville over Windsor. And then the Bradford Rattlers took on South Muskoka. They won 4-2. And then Toronto 4-3. And then on the 19th, one game on the docket, North York and Tottenham. North York beat Tottenham 5-3. And then on the 20th, Bradford Bulls and Tottenham. And Tottenham actually won that one. It was a home game for Bradford. And then on the 21st, New Tech and Meaford. New Tech won 4-3. And that was in overtime. Tottenham 5-2 over Oshawa. And then finally on that day, on the 23rd, 8-7 for London over North York. High scoring game there in overtime. So that brings us to, who's looking good and who's, not so looking good right now. I mean, it's early. It's early, folks.
We got what we feel is 3 teams struggling. They didn't fill their rosters, and they're working hard to do that now. And some of the teams in the league are helping them as well.
Yep.
But they'll come around. Most of them will come around, and we're working on that. But for the most part, it's a strong league this year. The North, I like Almaguin a lot. Ville Marie's come out of the gate strong.
Absolutely, especially for a new team, but period, they've come out strong.
They did very well. They beat Temiskaming in Temiskaming twice, and that's amazing.
That is amazing.
No one would have thought that, but look, they're doing real well. I really like Almaguin in that division. But I would say from top to bottom, there's nine real good teams in the North this year. And if you go to the South, I really like St. George and Niagara. But there's many strong teams in that division as well. So
I mean, you got the Bulls, you've got even Tottenham. Actually, they told me today, I was on the phone with one of the owners, and he said that they got another Russian coming down the pipe. He got a little stuck at the border.
Well,
so
sometimes
sometimes happens,
they have difficulty getting over.
So they're doing well now. Imagine how well they're going to do with, apparently this guy's really good. So
I had a chance to see them play last Wednesday, and they surprised me.
Yeah.
They're a very fast team. I think they're very disciplined. They didn't get many penalties.
And they just had their home opener, over 200 in the stands, about 230 in the stands.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's good.
I talked to the owners today, and 230 were in the stands, and they had a ball hockey game and pizza, and they had a whole thing, and over 200 people showed up. So
yeah, so it's a strong league this year. And even some of the teams that are just starting, it's going to take them a few weeks, but I think they'll come around.
Excellent. All right. Well, tonight the Rattlers take on, who are they taking on tonight? Fergus Force. Absolutely. So I love the Fergus Force logo. And I'm getting a lot of compliments from around the league on their logo and their uniforms. There it is there. See, isn't it beautiful?
He's on next.
He's on next, exactly. We're going to have Marshall on next. I'm looking forward to that because, I'm looking forward to seeing his team in action. Really excited, and he knows hockey. So
Fergus has started out the season a little short-staffed.
They're new.
They got more players coming in, and Marshall's always run a competitive program.
Yep.
He's always run.
I'm not counting them out.
He's always ran a good program and give the kids a lot for what they pay for. So
Absolutely.
you're going to have a good program there sooner or later. They might struggle a bit tonight. They're short staffed. They don't have many players, but they'll come around, I'm sure.
All right. Well, Bob, thanks for being on the show.
Hey, Joe.
All right. We'll be back with you soon. Joe Todd, the voice of the GMHL. All right, Joe Todd back with you, as promised, with Marshall, the owner of the Fergus Force. How are you today?
Thanks, Joe. In world news tonight.
World news is you got yourself a team, and I mean, it's
Yeah,
pretty
maybe I
exciting.
should have my head examined, but no, I'm happy to be back in the league. We got started last week, and it was a bit crazy, the score-wise. Like Bob was pointing out, we're a little bit short. And we're a little bit short tonight, but we got a couple guys suspended, a couple guys late registration, a couple of guys unavailable. So we'll be okay. And
But it's a new team. It's a little bit of kinks you got to work out. That's all.
It's a few of the kinks, but overall, the opening day, I had the lobby set up nice. I had all the staff in place. I got some great volunteers.
And that's what's really neat. Your website actually lists with pictures, most of them, about your staff from your owner down to your announcer.
Right down to my.
You made sure you didn't forget anybody.
I didn't forget anybody. I don't know. Again, it's nothing. It's nothing really I did other than get the word out there and stuff like that. But I've been very, very fortunate in the people who've stepped up to be part of the organization, both in a paid capacity, but also
the volunteers.
Also volunteers. I have a world-class training staff. My head trainer, Rhonda Schnur-Smith, is
find her on the website.
A trained expert in concussion treatment. And from my equipment manager to my statistician, and it goes on and on. I've got some great people who stepped up. I have a great young man, Brendan Ballantyne, who's pursuing sports administration in college. And so he found me TV announcers. He found me volunteers to help out around the ring. So I had people at every station dressed up.
You're going to be on the local cable too? I saw some affiliate on your site there.
Both local cable companies broadcasting some of our games. One of them, Whiteman Telecom, I'll give a nod to them. They're actually sponsoring the team. We're putting together, I hate to compete, I don't know if it'll be Sundays, but we're doing a talk show on Whiteman Telecom.
What time?
I think we're going to make it for 6:35 on Sunday nights. I think that's what we're going to go for.
That's okay. We're only pre-recorded here. It's not live, so it works out all right. So that's no problem there. But
again, aside from the score, which was it just became a goofy game with too many penalties and a short bench. It got a little goofy, but everything else went pretty well. We're going to be okay.
Yep, you're going to be fine.
And we even drew about 150 people.
Yep.
That was on a day with a country fair going on, Terry Fox Run going on, and 85 degrees in September. So we're confident we're going to do pretty well at the gate as well as the weather turns and people get
for sure. And they realize, hey, you're there.
Well, they all know we're there.
Okay.
The talk of the town has been pretty tremendous. The mayor has been all over it, and everything looked great. You know, I take pride in the uniforms we put together.
They're beautiful.
They're pretty
and I've been hearing that around the league, not just me.
Yeah, they're pretty sharp looking.
Loving the logo, and actually it's different from this. That's not actually the logo. I didn't realize that.
This is the hat logo and the shoulder patch.
Oh, okay.
But
then you got the Scotsman with the beard. The Scotsman.
I've even got a mascot line.
A mascot, excellent.
I got the fake beard with the cap and everything, and he's going to be starting probably next week. And so. I go a little nuts to put everything, all kinds of odds and ends like that. I have to give a shout out to also a group called Facilitation Wellington Dufferin, who helps adults with learning disabilities live a more independent life.
Excellent.
So
Great program.
I'm having a different charities throughout the community run my 50/50s and causes and stuff like that. They keep all, if not most of the money, or most, if not all the money.
Excellent.
And it's just another way of contributing to the community.
Excellent. Another thing you're doing, community involvement, is really obviously gratifying for the team. You have indicated their intention from the outside to make a positive contribution to the community as a whole, in schools, community events, charitable organizations. More recently, you received a request from Autism Asperger's Friendship Society, all the way in Calgary.
All the way in Calgary. And
for a team jersey they wanted.
All of a sudden, they reached out to me looking for souvenir jerseys, and based on the fact I didn't have mine ready yet, they humbly accepted, not only accepted one that I donated for this young man who you see in the picture and on our website, but they also bought a couple more from me at a very cheap price to give out to some other people in their community. And they were so grateful, and so I've got a link on my website to them, hopefully.
Which is fergusforce.com.
fergusforce.com, pretty simple. And even though they're in Calgary, I'd appreciate your support. Maybe you could throw them a few bucks here and there.
Yeah, absolutely.
A wonderful organization, the local organization.
This kid was happy, and there's a picture on the website of this gentleman, Mr. Godfrey, wearing the jersey, and he smiles from ear to ear.
Yeah. And I also have another young man from this facilitation, Wellington Dufferin, a similar situation, adults being helped. In fact, they're very similar organizations, and I've hired an assistant equipment manager for home games, a nice young man named Ryan Magro, I believe it is, who's going to help our equipment manager at games, and they're so grateful for those opportunities. So I'm really glad I can help out that way.
Excellent. And I always said it, I've said it on this show before, that was my favorite name for a hockey team, was the Toronto Moose. So if there's any extra jerseys around,
I still have most of my.
Let me know.
Most of my two sets.
Let me know. Make sure it's a big player, maybe a goaltender jersey.
Okay. But will you hang it like right here for every show, though?
Maybe. I don't know. I'm pretty happy with it. It's cool. It's got the moose with the Canadian Maple Leaf.
The set needs some dressing up.
It does. It sure does. So, so absolutely a pleasure all the time, Marshall. When you're on the show.
Having me, Joe.
Good luck in your inaugural season. You're doing great so far, and we're always proud of you. And maybe we'll have you on for O Canada someday.
Ooh.
Thanks so much, Marshall.
Okay, thanks.
All right. Joe Todd back with you soon, the voice of the GMHL. Proud sponsors of Inside the GMHL. Whether you're buying a car or you need one fixed, Ed's Auto Mart, ProTech Tire and Auto